Directing my first play in New York is nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. I feel like there's so much to live up to, and yet everything's possible.
That's how it should be, I guess. Open like that. Hello? What's this? Takes a little longer. Hello, for the door to be out of the way of the person, you know? It's a butter dish.
Wow.
Put the butter in there. They need it for the show.
Oh, fuck!
That's kind of nice, right? Barbara said that she got it in Nashville in the 70s, and it was old then. So this will be on set. But then this is backwards. I have to figure out if I can move it to the other side, which I don't think I can really. And I have to reverse the hinges. And I don't know how good this wood is here, you know, how easy that is to just flip it. Or, you know, taking the screws out and putting them back in. This one here is sunk too deep. So it'll create pressure on this edge of the door once it's closed. I have to replace this one though, because we have a nicer one anyway. But that one's painted crappily, and the one I'm replacing, this one is unpainted. How much of a crack do you think there should be underneath the door?
How much the crack should
How much of a crack do you think there should be under a door?
When you say crack, what do you mean? The
Space.
saddle, right?
Space. No, just the space. You know, because it's not. You don't have it on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, yeah. I would say like 2 to 3 inches.
I think that's too much. 2 to 3 inches, you'd have this much of a gap.
Oh, so two. Yeah, two. 2 to 3, and then sorry, I meant to say 1 to 2. So then there has to be a saddle also sometimes. But now
We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I was telling an ideal situation.
Yeah.
I think yeah. So I know how much. So I decide how much it's gonna take to do the like a door, like to install a door. So I know the rates behind it in commercial construction. Like let's say it takes you like a solid wood door, $2,000 or like $1,300 per door, and then it takes you $500 to install a door, and then more $200 to $300 to install the lock set. So this is what I do, and now this is like the opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm like, oh shit.
The thickness of the blade leaves it's subtracting what's called the kerf, and you'll end up a little bit smaller. So look,
Okay.
you can see the blade is just on that side of the line.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you start back, so right here is a safety. You push this in with your finger, and then you pull down on the trigger. And you don't have to start with a 2x4, you can just go straight down, but it's sometimes better just to start out a little bit and then push forward. And just have your hand like right here. So you want to make sure you push all the way against this.
Yeah.
That's what works too. You have to push this in here,
Okay.
and then pull the trigger. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like with you. I mean, I'm just like, will the audience notice that difference, or I mean,
What, that this is hanging out?
Yeah, or but I get your point too. Like aesthetically, this will not make sense. This is like why this is not like a normal door. Yeah.
Yeah.
A door.
There's no size. I just thought it'd be better to get super large and then take it in, rather than trying to find his exact size. So this is also David. I have to cut the bottoms. Got that used to be a swim teacher for like young kids, and they would just come out of the water and go like spray water all over my face, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't.
Let's tip it up on its edge, so it's easier to measure.
Okay. Yeah.
1 5/8. You keep the rounded edge out. It doesn't have to go all the way to the floor. It'll still serve its purpose.
Yeah.
But visually, people will see that gap, I suppose.
I think they'll be here to see the actors.
Yeah.
I don't think that's much of a deal. Hey, Yosh.
Did I interrupt something? Everyone's so quiet.
Man, you look like you're from the 70s right now with that beard and hair. Late 70s.
Hey, man. I got a business proposition for you. You ever shoot a porno before? Well, look at you guys. It's awkward. If we put the fireplace here, it's a little awkward that a door is right there. So we need to fireplace. You don't like the fireplace? I love that fireplace. I want to use that fireplace and all those things. Bobby loves the fireplace.
And which way should that door swing?
Oh, this door?
Yes. This one's swinging that way.
Could it swing out?
That's actually what, who said that yesterday?
A lot of winners here. Everyone's a winner.
yes, a garden door can swing outward.
Yeah.
So should we do that?
Yeah. I'm going into the garden. Oh, what is that?
Here's a piece of fruit.
Oh, no, Is this one of the ones you bought? It's like a wax. I don't either. I don't know where this came from.
It is wax, wow.
Wow. I told them the couch idea
Nobody's
is a
gonna know
poor
what it is,
idea.
and the back of the piano is gonna look like
I
shit.
think that's what I said. I think they should move it further in so it hits that pillar, and I think that'll be fine. I
And
think
you
that'll
just
be
have to like, I'm playing the piano, like what you did.
Yeah, it's fine.
Were you turning
I
it?
did it, and it brought down the house.
It's fine.
It's fine, Scott. He's like a cat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
14, 9.
14 times. Okay. I'm gonna look up and over this line. Making a house.
Are you going to Starbucks?
Or what?
Are you going to Starbucks?
I was actually going to offer.
Fair and square.
The truth, I don't understand.
Oh dear Richard, you are so chivalrous. You're
Adorbs.
trying to spare me, but it's no use. As I mentioned, David has been a good husband to me
And I'll
according
get
to his
better at
lights.
tying a
This
bow.
may
I'm usually really good at it.
Yeah,
but-
I am so bad at it, so this looks wonderful to me.
This looks so cute on you too. Nick, I want you to come look at I want you to come look at Emily's dress. See, this fits her.
Don't make it any harder
Great,
than
lovely.
it needs
So,
to be. This is my self-appointed
does this
cavalry
mean
day.
we have to decide one, or is she gonna have?
No, I think she needs a Act 1 and an Act 3.
But seriously.
So she arrives in the
had
Tweety
A
thing.
garden house.
Then, wait, what?
Garden house.
Evening dress. Because these are kind of like slippery.
Yeah,
or house shoes.
Yeah, totally.
Um, so you can even be like chilling in them at the beginning of the show, like while you're just like walking around the house, like
Totally.
hanging out.
Trying to stay all warmed up.
York City. And then the other half of the set was a bookstore in London after World War
Basically,
II.
what I try to do before
She is
we get going is I have all the
a lot of
lines recorded and voice memos, all the lines that aren't mine, and I'll just listen to it on the subway or here and just kind of think out my responses. So I'm just listening to it through as a podcast. I'm just gonna like, yep, that's where I say that. That's where I say that. And the steamer is making it so I don't shout my voice into oblivion.
But it was so funny because
And I look really cool while I do it.
I can usually like get us out of things, you know, like okay, blah, 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 and then just.
Oh, she already tried it on?
No.
Oh.
I just wanted her to try on the other two dresses that I grabbed.
No.
Oh, those are long enough.
Yeah, they fit. Like,
Do they feel
perfectly.
comfy around the waist?
They
I
do.
couldn't bear it.
So you imagined it.
Not
Like,
in the least.
I guess with the off-white shirt,
Yeah.
be kind of belting it in.
Yeah.
I'm hardly
And it'll be
qualified to
like
judge.
tucked in, or
Oh, would you
yeah,
please
yeah.
stop being
But with the other
hospitable
shirt.
just for this once?
Yeah,
It's doubly
I love that.
annoying on
Would you like
account of
that
the fact
tiny
that
thing?
we've all lost.
I just
Oh, no,
grabbed-
no, I want you to talk to me and tell me all the things you've done.
I've done nothing.
we also have just a bunch over here if you would
I
like.
never realized.
Maybe just, wait, where's the line? Just out there.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be too slow on stage, or
It might
I showed them
be.
this once.
So pretty.
But
Go,
I'm just so
go.
excited to see.
Oh, I am so ready.
There you go for
Flappy,
it.
flappy, flapper.
And
This is the
maybe
dirt.
try these shoes on.
Yes.
While you're back there. I'll
Yeah.
carry it out for you.
No, no, you do that.
This is a work in progress, and it has a jersey ass. Okay. All right, but just for 2 minutes because my Jeep is double parked downstairs and I don't want to get tickets. You know what your problem is? And this is your problem because I know, because I'm very good at telling things about people. You.
He's so different. He's so good at it.
Should I do my line?
Yeah, do your line.
Oh, I saw Women Talking
Okay.
this weekend.
This
Have you
is
seen it?
real.
It's like
Another day at the
it's
factory.
Like Rooney Mara.
Fleshing out art.
Anyway,
It's like you're in this show.
You're like this turtle, you know, crawling along the grass in your shell, and bombs are dropping 5 centimeters away from you. Can I give you an example? Let me give you a perfect example. Did you watch Ted Koppel last week?
What they do is they interview people who work at night, and what people do when you're asleep, or how the city works when you're asleep. And so they follow this fire department around, and they get a call to an apartment building that has something with an old lady who's been locked in her apartment. She might have fallen or something. Hi! And then slowly things get worse and worse, and the old lady is presenting like rabies-like symptoms, and then it just kind of, the apartment gets locked down, and you're all seeing it through this documentarian's like video camera, and it's shaking the entire time, and everybody's just screaming in Spanish. But slowly,
Okay, well, if you would have watched, you would have known that there's little 9-year-olds running in the street with guns selling crack to babies for sex. Yeah. Well, if you would have watched, you would have known. You also would have known, get this, there's this guy. He killed all these hookers, right? You know, prostitutes. Killed them. Here's the thing. There's all these people, and they're in this rage that he shouldn't have killed them. Let me tell you something. If he hadn't killed them, they would have ended up spreading AIDS to half of the people in this country. Because there's a very serious issue about time and affects us all indirectly. Can I give you an example? Let me give you a perfect example. Let's say some guy, he makes a mistake. Not me, but you know, some guy. He goes out and uses a prostitute. She gives him AIDS, because she's got AIDS. She gives it to him. He goes home to his wife. He gives it to her. She has no idea. Are you following the progression of the story here? Then they get a divorce, right? Because of course they're gonna get a divorce, because why is the guy with them? Anyway, she's out there, you know, on the single scene, whatever you want to call it. I'm 35 years old. I'm single. I need her, you know? She gives me AIDS. I'm dead. And you think this doesn't affect me? Use a condom. I'm 35 years old. I think I'm a little old to use a condom. Anyway, you're missing the whole point of the story here. Listen, I thought we were coming up here for 2 minutes to get into your apartment so you could shave. This is turning into a whole ordeal here. We're turning into your apartment. What are we, in Harlem? It's a joke. You got 5 locks on your door. You know Harlem, it's all the people up there. I don't concede at all. You've been firmly buttering me up because you want a nice little intrigue.
How dare you? Is that right?
Yes?
How dare you?
It's true. It's true. If it weren't, you wouldn't be so angry.
You're lying.
I think you're insufferable.
Yes, I'm right. I think you're insufferable.
Go back.
It's a joke. Jesus. What are you, a Black Panther all of a sudden? Mr. Madeko here. You know, you make me very uncomfortable sometimes. I mentioned just that 5 times.
It's pretty, isn't it?
The good thing is we were talking about the... Never mind. It doesn't matter. You just fell victim to the atmosphere, that's all. There we were alone in the library with the windows wide open and probably a nightingale somewhere about.
But I only heard a cuckoo.
Even a cuckoo has charm and moderation. You kissed me because you were awfully nice, and I was awfully nice. We both liked kissing. We both liked kissing very much.
If anybody has seen The Crown, there's an episode in The Crown and it's based on reality. And in the early 1980s, Margaret Thatcher went to stay with the royal family at Balmoral, their country house in Scotland. And if you were there, this will ring a bell, so you can disregard what I'm about to say. But what happened was the royal family, they all have different feuds, and they kind of don't like each other. And, you know, Prince Philip is a dick, you know, and the Queen is kind of stuck up, and, you know, Mom likes to drink a little bit too much, and, you know, what's there to say about Diana? And what it is that everybody has their own little personality that's kind of weird and wonky. But Margaret Thatcher, who is this woman, this middle-class woman who's been elected prime minister, who has no connection to the royal family whatsoever, gets invited to Balmoral to spend the weekend with the royal family. And Margaret Thatcher and her husband Dennis go. And they play their little games, like charades and all these wonky little family games that they play together. And Margaret Thatcher, and this is in real life, was not able to fit in. Like, she just couldn't understand their weird little things that they did, and they all had these little jokes, and it was so cutesy and funny, and they just had this language that they all spoke together, and she just felt like a bump on a log. And so when it was her turn to play, the royal family, they were fighting with each other the whole weekend. But they could all rally together and be friends and be like, oh
Against
my
her.
God, this girl, she was a greengrocer's daughter. She has no idea how to spend a weekend in Scotland.
Why are you being so nice to me? Are you up to some, are you about, you got a plan about something?
Oh no, you can't call Evelyn's character superficial, it's amazing.
Why are you being so nice to me? Have you got a plan about something?
How suspicious you are.
I can't help it. You're very attractive, and I'm suspicious of attractive people.
And then they go back to their lives. You know, they have their own little dramas and whatever. But it affected Margaret Thatcher, in reality, so much for the rest of her tenure as Prime Minister, the rest of the 1980s, that she always felt like an alien with the royal family. Because they just had their little world. And she just couldn't crack it. She just couldn't get into it. So for those of you who are guests, you are Margaret Thatcher. You are like, I'm trying to fit it.
Leave on this table. And we'll put cigarettes in there.
And the vase, is there gonna be a vase with flowers?
There's a vase, so there's a.
I have a vase in the back that will.
And that small one there that's hiding by the picture frame, I'm gonna put some small flowers in that and put it in this one. Because right now on it looks like Josh, that's the cigarette holders. I don't know when he's planning on bringing them because I don't know what the next one
the
is going
flamingo legs.
to be.
Oh, yeah.
In the theater. Mira does get one.
Oh.
And
There's no way Mira cannot have one.
I know. I would think that Judith would have one, but I don't know.
Well, because she's asking for it. So she
Right.
doesn't keep
She
cigarettes
doesn't
on
keep
her.
them.
A lot of
Yeah,
tobacco
right?
shops
She
have
pretends
too.
she
They're
does.
not always
Mira,
expensive.
I mean, we have the pack here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have like what, 10 at least.
Yeah.
So we can start with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can start.
Yeah.
We can start with it tomorrow. And we'll see how it feels. And there are two ashtrays. There's one on the piano and there's one on the
Is there
table.
in one of those little cigarette trays they used to have in there?
We have a cigarette box.
Box, right.
Oh,
right, okay, good, that's perfect.
yeah, we have a cigarette box for the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the old days they used to have them like, with the drinks and everything.
Yeah. So we have that. Sounds like Mbaku. It's what Mbaku.
It is. I talked to your cats. I talked to your cats.
We haven't seen the show here. What's great time?
Start running.
Now David is worrying me.
Why?
I was just like, you gotta get into the game, and he has this perception that David hates Judith.
I know. Yeah,
He does.
That's another thing.
He does have this perception that David does not like.
He's like rolling his eyes. I'm like,
He's thinking about it like a man who is married to a woman who he wants to cheat on. It's exactly, and it's like, no. That's not what it is.
Totally.
They actually love each other so much. The whole scene about Paris and the
Shows it.
court or whatever. It's like they're mad for each other.
Yeah.
They happen to have a weird arrangement with their marriage.
yes, that's right.
But
But we could also touch on that with, which I think is what makes this weekend different. Is that there are 4 guests.
But I think I think that for the performer who's playing David, and this is just an assumption, big assumption, but I think it's hard for heterosexual men of that age to understand what arrangements are.
yes.
So that's a hard concept for him to
I think you're
practice.
absolutely right. Yeah.
So even saying the average human today probably has 1.8% Neanderthal in them. I'm convinced that you'd be much better.
Oh no, I should have finish off. All right.
Here. Don't leave me.
I'll just go look at the car. We ought to be ready in 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes, right. Hello. Where's everybody gone?
They've gone to pack. We're leaving in Mr. Tyrell's car.
A bit sudden, isn't it?
This is from all of us, Clara. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Oh, dear now. There wasn't any trouble.
It must have been a lot of extra trouble.
Oh, we get used to that around here.
Goodbye, Clara.
Stop it.
I'm always super sweaty.
I got me some rain glasses.
Made in Romania, only the best. H&M Slim Fit.
Oh god.
Only the best for Richard. Meow.
Oh, my poor David. Never mind. You'd better go into the garden and wait.
Wait! For what?
For me, Richard. For me. I will come to you later. Wait in the summer house. I'd begun to think that romance was dead, that I should never know it again. Before, of course, I had my work, my life in the theatre. But now, nothing. Nothing. Everything is empty and hollow, like a broken
Yes.
A little bit
lighter.
Yes.
Bread cup.
Bread
Oh my God!
The only person. They call him St. Louis Panera. They call him
I'm sorry, you look fantastic.
You're very sweet, darling.
Panera started.
It's just cookies. It's just delicious. It's just sweet and fabulous, and it's no longer tainted the way it was when I left. You know, it was tainted at the time because I was attempting to do it as a career. And so it was peppered with all of the challenge that it is when you're trying to do it as a career. Now, I can do it on my own terms. If it, you know, I come into an audition without feeling any pressure or stress because I just come in and this is who I am and what I can offer you, and you'll like it or you won't. It'll work or it won't. But in the meanwhile, I have a whole life that, you know, I've created for myself independent of this.
Someone's coming. Bring it in the library, quick.
Bring the sugar. I might need it again.
All right.
Oh God.
Sick.
Oh, that's so fun. I love the hiccup seat. I'm so excited to see it.
Yes.
Darling.
Don't speak for a moment, Sorrel. We must all be very quiet.
It was nothing really, for heaven's sake.
It's so funny. To occupy yourself with the commonplace.
I don't know what you mean by
Well, he gets it from some photography place. Oh, they did take a black brush.
Go! Wait! You must wait. Wait. Go to the summer house.
Wait, for what?
For me, Richard. For me. Oh, I never thought I would experience romance again. But you have come, and I am under your magic spell. Go!
Now look here, Judy.
Don't try and change my mind. You are my self-appointed cavalry, and it can be no other way. Go!
Now, Judy!
Out into the garden, Jackie. I'm sick of this.
Don't let him take you on the river. He isn't very good at it.
Ha ha! Very funny.
Sorrel, you're behaving intolerably. Simon ought to go into the army or something.
You both ought to be in reformatories.
This always happens whenever we play a game. We're a perfectly beastly family and I hate us.
Speak for yourself, dear.
I can't without speaking of all of us. We're all exactly the same and I'm ashamed of us. Sandy, come into the library.
Charming. It's perfectly charming.
Work I got on TVN1, so my manager wants me to stay that because it puts me in that bracket of the type that I was for that show.
Sure.
Until I don't have to care about that, because I will shave my head.
I know you did Search Party. Did you ever do Girls?
No, I didn't. I wish John's spot on Girls was on. He did it.
Yeah.
But it didn't get into the show. I never even got an audition for that. But I
Brian's
know
first
the woman who
background
made
was
it.
Search Party. It was background, and then he stood out so much. They were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to come back," and that's how he got his first waiver.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't end up getting lines, but they were like, we might have you say something.
Right.
And so they gave him the lines, but he was like, damn it.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that he was standing outside in that wild.
Dear mirror.
Don't touch me.
Let's have a nice little intrigue. The only reason I've been so annoying is that I love to see things as they are and then pretend that they're not what they are.
Words. Messes and messes of words.
They're a great fun.
Oh man, there's just so many ways to get work and not get work. Oh, a TV. Just give me another gig, please. Do my eyelashes.
I don't know if that's
Too much?
period. I don't think that's period.
Let's just leave this. And we'll do the hanging.
I also have, I'm gonna go grab something from the other room, but
It's just because I'm planning on when I take this off, doing, something like
One person closest to her.
Oh, I have a ring.
oh yes, put a ring on. I
don't understand, are we taking our clothes or not?
For Act 3.
This is how we do
Act
real
3,
life.
we're taking them and setting them up?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's this, okay.
I need you not to be blocking that light.
Well, that's what, so.
Can you do French inhale?
How's
Wow,
that?
you can do it.
They say people that
Wow.
Oh, God.
So I say it just so that it's
Yeah.
to the side of his face. So here, look, I'll show you what is happening, and I don't know if this will. Do you see? I want to make this higher.
No, not that one. Let's try something else.
Okay, face me.
Face this way?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Well, it's hard to say if it's not black.
You have to go higher with the thing now.
Do a boxing pose?
Yeah.
Is this black?
May I recommend one
Yeah.
thing? When you do it, can you do like a real like 1920s box?
Yeah.
Like you're
Don't
doing
put
like
your
you're
chin
you're
down.
doing like you're really gonna knock somebody out. Do one of those.
not-
Josh, can you do
That's
what
not
you
what-
That's like 1800s.
Exactly.
No, this
exactly.
is just it's just but it's not it's just supposed to be when we see this we go that guy's a boxer.
It is a pose.
It's a pose.
So you're supposed to be like, I'm a boxer, so and this is an Instagram photo I'm doing to show. I'm a boxer, like
This doesn't give off boxing?
If this does,
Yeah,
but it
does,
looks
but
like
it's
you're
a
actually in the
modern
ring.
boxer. So let's do. So put your chin up a
Because
little bit.
it's all a caricature, essentially.
Your chin up a little, and then.
I moved to New York when I was 18, so that's 7 years ago now.
When you meet any Pakistani people and any culture-wise people from Pakistan, they eat only halal meat.
Yeah.
Only halal meat, but his meat is goat and chicken and curry and lamb.
And lamb.
And they cook properly, and before, when they're cooking, they wash. Okay.
Right.
That's the main issue. When you wash and cook properly, so delicious and so very comfortable.
Oh yeah, right.
You do need to be quiet, darling. It's just a pre-show.
I shall go on telling you nice things forever.
Oh, Sunday.
Is there anyone else coming to stay?
Anyone else who knows in this
everybody.
There's going to be a thunderstorm later. I was sick all morning. Sandy Terrell, this is everyone. Everyone's Sandy Terrell. I've made a great decision.
What is it?
I really am going back to the stage.
No, amazing work. Thanks, and the whole show.
I was so afraid.
Went through a shredder and I went to the back.
Oh, no, you get the shot. Get the shot. I'm sorry.
Pizzas are
The biggest challenge is definitely the comedic timing, both physical and through the words of Noel Coward, because they're brilliantly written, and so getting those correct and the timing on those correct is hard but rewarding. So much. So it has affected my life in that I don't stop thinking about it, which is a problem at my survival job. But I think that's a good sign. I think it's good that it's constantly on my mind, and no matter where I go, I'm thinking about what we could do, either better or change or find new moments, and then how we can just honor both the space of Stagnant Line that Josh has created and Noel Coward as a brilliant playwright.
For all your effort in creating this beautiful production. What? Nicholas, come. Come, my darling.
Thank you for coming in as our AD and making this production sound so amazing.
Can I open it in front of?
Drag mother.
Can I open it in front of?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There's a part in there you can read later at your leisure.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, Laura! Look at that. Let's picture of that. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
So, Daniel, if you'd like to open it and surprise
It's pizza.
It's pizza.
Oh,
Thank
this is
you.
pizza.
And to have the best time doing it. You were so amazing.
And we're running lines.
All the
Meg. We're knowing all the lines in the show.
Meg.
What is it?
And Meg, so much wine. For the cast for entrusting us. Love you guys.
Open it! Open it!
Is there anything you want to tell your audience before they see the show?
I would say come in blind, right? Like, don't read the script. You could obviously read a synopsis or a Wikipedia page, but I think the fun of this show is not knowing what's going to happen next.
Who's your biggest inspiration?
Oh, that's a hard one. For this, my biggest inspiration